Shalom, first and foremost. Well, citation Shalom. Okay, one thing in this truth we got to do is we got to make sure we're all speaking sound doctrine. We're all speaking the same thing. You don't want to freestyle and make stuff up on your own. This is First Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 33, and it reads, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints." So you have different churches. You know, you see that in Revelations. You had seven churches. You got churches and sanctuaries all over Babylon, all over the world. You know, you got the Church of Detroit, Church of New York, Church of Dallas, Church of Chicago, Church of I believe the brothers out in Honolulu, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, Church of Orlando, Church of Atlanta, Church of Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Denver, you know, just to name a few, various churches. And we all got to teach the same thing. We shouldn't all be teaching something wayward and something different and contrary to one another because the Most High is not the author of confusion. You know, that's confusion when you have people all saying different things and different stuff. That's just off. You know, how do you know what to believe? This is First Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, "I beseech you, brethren, by the name of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment." So we supposed to be together in the same mind, the same judgment. You shouldn't have one brother having one judgment, another brother having another judgment when it comes to executing counsel. You know, we got to have the same mind and judgment as well. You know, that's often confusion if you have one person that that believes that, oh no, we should we should let me try to think of a matter. Let's say somebody gets in trouble at camp or in the camp, and it happens to the best of us. Nobody's perfect. Somebody gets in trouble at camp, and one person thinks the person should give a 1 year suspension. Another person feels that it's a slap on the wrist, and that could be a point of contention between two brothers. You know, we all have to have the same mind. You know, we have to be able to sit down and agree. You know, what is bind on in heaven is bind in earth, and what is loosed in heaven is loosed on earth. We have to all think the same thing. We can't all have our. This ain't no. Everybody has their own. What's that? Free will and free thinking. No, we all have to think the same thing. That's ridiculous. You know, when you have a even in Esau's courtroom, you know, you have a panel of a jury, but they have to agree on what the verdict is. Everybody can't just have this their own decision on what they think should happen, then it'll end up, madness, confusion. This is excuse me, Philippians chapter 3 and verse 16. One second. Because when you have everybody thinking different stuff, that's just like in Congress. You have different Congress people all have different direction. That's confusion. And as you can see, just as Babylon, which means confusion, that's what you get, confusion. This is Philippians chapter 3 and verse 16. It says, nevertheless, whereto we have already attained, let us walk by the same rule, let us mind the same thing. So there is no individualism. You have your own preferences, fine. A brother likes to drink red wine, another brother likes to drink another type of wine, it's fine. But when it comes to this doctrine, that's when everybody has to have the same mind. And then when it comes to judgment, everybody has the same mindset. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 3. And it reads, can two walk together except they be agreed? Now the answer is no. Two cannot walk together unless they're agreed. That they'll argue, they'll fight, they'll have contentions. This is going over a little bit more and scrolling down a little bit. This is Amos chapter 3 verse 7. It says, surely Yahweh will do nothing but he reveals his secret unto his servants the prophets. And so as he reveals the secrets to the servants the prophets, guess what? They're all going to be speaking the same thing. When they went to Herod, went to the scribes and the Pharisees to find out where Yahushua would be born, everybody, they all didn't say, oh well, he's gonna be born in Bethlehem. No, he's gonna be born in Nazareth. No, he's gonna be born in Jerusalem. No, he's gonna be born over in what's that? The city of Tyre off the coast. Oh no, he's gonna be born in Getty. No, everybody had the same thing, thought the same thing. You can't have everybody. There's one truth. There's not, I'll speak my truth. No, there's one truth. There is no your truth. There is the truth. And if you're not speaking the truth, then you are not in alignment with the body. The Most High is not the author of confusion. That's just completely just madness. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, and I want to get verse 26. This is 2 Corinthians. Yeah. 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 26. It says, how is it then, brethren, when ye come together, every one of you hath a psalm, hath a doctrine, hath a tongue, hath a revelation, hath an interpretation. Let all things be done unto edifying. Church of Corinthians was very, very immature. They were the church that Paul had the most issues with. Nevertheless, everybody got their own breakdown. How is that? You just woke up. Everybody got a doctrine, a breakdown. Yeah. No, stop it. That's confusion when you got students who are babes, teaching other babies. That's completely confusion. And so the Church of Corinthian is the church that Paul had the most troubles with. You had all types of manner of wickedness going on in that church. So you want to make sure that you have to examine yourself to make sure that, am I teaching the right thing? Is what I'm believing in concordance with what the body believes? You got to really sit there and examine yourself sometimes. Sometimes people don't want to do it. But people, love to examine other people, though. They know they can take the mote out of somebody else's eye, but don't even consider the beam that is in their own eye. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3. It says, "For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables." You have we've seen that. We've seen people fall off on the flat earth. The Samaritan woman at the well was an Israelite. You done seen people fall off of all types of doctrines. Angels falling from heaven and going down to hell in the middle of the earth. Uh, what's some other fables I'm thinking of? Um, there's new ones now. I just can't think of off the top of my head. But that's not the spirit that we're supposed to be in. Is you know listening to everybody's their truth, or this camp I'm listening to that camp, and you mixing them all together and you going with what you like. You know, you have to be brought up in this thing by teachers. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." How you rightly divide the word of truth? Here a little, there a little. That's how you rightly divide the word of truth. You don't, speak your own thing and say, yeah, because when you speak your own thing, you kind of know it, because first of all, somebody will rebuke you for it. Somebody will make a video rebuking you. That should let you know to examine yourself. And a lot of times, the points that are made in these videos that's rebuking you are the exact same thing you need to be, same points that you need to be considering to examine yourself. This is Titus chapter 1, verse 9 through 13 says, "Holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able to, by sound doctrine, both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision." The circumcision is talking about southern tribe Judah, "whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake." There's a you teach, you start teaching everybody can be saved. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of tithing money. Everybody can come together, show T-shirts, concerts, rap albums. There's a lot of money and stuff like that. Verse 12: "One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, The Christians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies." Verse 13: "This witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith." I mean, you have to rebuke them and let them know, like, that's not what's about to happen. You know, we're supposed to, rebuke somebody who is off into that type of madness. And this is our last one is First Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 21. It says, "Prove all things, hold fast that which is good, abstain from all appearance of evil." Okay, so it says, prove all things. How do you prove all things? You go into the scriptures. That's how you prove it. Let every man be a liar. How's a man a liar? A man is a liar when he ain't coming with these scriptures. That's how a man is a liar. You gotta make sure that you teach, sound doctrine, because we already have this truth. We have the word. We don't need somebody coming up all of a sudden. Johnny come lately says, "Oh, I got another scroll. This is a scroll of," no. We had this truth. You prove all things by going and rightly dividing the word of the scriptures. I said that was going to be the last one, but I want to grab one more. This is Romans chapter 3 and verse 23. It says, For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Ain't nothing wrong with being, hey man, if you off, just fix it. You be all right. Just fix it and correct it. And on that note, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Makakwadash, double honors to Elders GMS well. Peace, salutations, and shalom.